Shipheads, Wednesday night. That makes it Ship Show night. And guess what? It's the post-Vegas review night. I guess we're going to hear a lot about what happened, as if we didn't already read about it in the local papers in Vegas. You guys got up to a lot of mischief. Good thing we kept Doodles safe here. That was part of the contingency plans. We've now decided that we can't really have John and Doodles away together. It just puts too much at risk. Regardless, sit back, relax, and enjoy this classiness that we call the Ship Show.
Ship Show.
Oh God, tell me it's working. There's some kind of delay or something else that's not working. I have no idea. No idea. I don't trust any of my crap anymore. There we go. Okay, Trevor says sounds. I don't know what that means. Of course, Trevor would say something like that. We see and hear you. Okay, thank you, Nautical Nurse Nancy. Sound is too low, but otherwise great. I say, turn up the volume. Dance, dance, dance. That's just me. I turn it up a little bit, but I'm not going. How about that? How about that? There we go. Sounds quiet like Mike is plugged in. Okay. Well, let's. Hello. Hello. Let me try this mic. Is that better? How about that? I know that's better. There we go. How you doing, Lindy Lou? How you doing, Nancy Fields? How you doing, Miss Mary Barkley? That's got to be better, right? Am I right? Okay. All right. Glad to have you here. And I know everyone's wanting to know. Where's Doodles? Right? Where's Doodles? Steve, right on cue. Where's Doodles? Okay. We'll get to that. Doodles couldn't make it. He was previously indisposed, I suppose you could say. But Doodles will not be here this evening. That's there will be an update on that, though, if you stay tuned. The other elephant in the room, I suppose. Thank you, Pepito. There's my man. There's my man. I appreciate it. I can always count on Pepito to give me the real scoop. But, you know, Nancy, too. You know, lots of you guys helping me. But, you know, I always look for that Pepito to give me the old thumbs up, the old, hey, Clayco, you're good. You know what I'm saying? But the other elephant in the room would most likely be the answer to the question that was posed in the title of this live stream. And I just want to get that question answered right off the bat so we can move forward. Who blew chunks in Vegas? I'll tell you who blew chunks in Vegas. There's your answer right there. That's who blew chunks in Vegas, okay? It's called clickbait. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I gotcha good. Yes. Melissa, Larry, they stopped at Dick's Last Resort, and apparently she blew chunks last night. There you go. There you have it. Anywho, I digress. Now, You know, there's a little thing here though. Where's my I had a little special thing set up here. It must not have saved. Oh, no, here it is. I'm going to turn it on for you. You guys saw the intro, right? You saw the pictures. I got what I could find. I gathered it up. I threw it together in the moments leading up to the show, which is why I was late, because... Yes, Nancy. Yes, Nancy. Indeed.
Super awesome comment!
For whatever reason, it was taking forever to render that little video that I made. It took me a while to get it to, you know, I literally uploaded the intro 10 seconds before the show started. But I figured you guys, if you watched the intro, you saw it. But maybe it would just be cool if, like, I did something like this where it just kind of played over in this area right here. You know what I'm saying? I actually blew chunks in the Uber and it cost me a $150 cleaning fee. Damn, my ties at the beer house. Ooh, Kelly Madison. Wowza. I am shocked, to be honest. I'm sad that you had to pay that. That you blew chunks in the Uber. Well, there you go. I guess now you have your answer. There was more than one person that blew chunks. Well, listen, glad to be here tonight. I'm going to try to break down Vegas in the only way I know how, which is in the most squirrely way possible. Doodles isn't here. I usually have some sort of co-host to somehow wrangle me and my squirrel brain. But I have neither of those things tonight. Don't have another co-host. Don't have my doodles. So I'm going to wing it. Okay? Nancy Field says she only goes to sleep. I never throw up. That's how when I start feeling the buzz, I stop the drinking. That's just how it works for the rooster, because I don't like blowing chunks. Doodles is in witness protection. That is right. That is right, Paul Atta. And we'll get to that. Marty says JFC at the ship show, no handler. That's right. You guys are in for a treat because I'm going to be left, right, center, front, back. Is Larry Bum still here? You know, he usually only sticks around for a moment, but hopefully he saw that. I take a nap right in the middle of drinking. Indeed. I tried to take a nap in the middle of drinking, but someone had other plans. You know what I'm saying, Jamie? Bunta says, didn't even ask me. Well, Bunta, we'll get to that too, but I thought about it. Trust me, I thought about it. But I had to dive into editing, and I just didn't want to. I didn't have time to get the studio set up the way I would have. But, you know, we'll talk, Bunta. We'll talk. I see Rhonda Carney in the place, Daniel Fields, Jody Knapp, Marty Stanley, Marty Bacardi. Your bed fit 2 adult men nicely. Yes, indeed. Jamie from Sharon at Sea Travel. Liz says, I took Robitussin the other day and was out for 3 days. I know how that goes. You give me some NyQuil, you giant freaking Q, and I'm out. I'm out for days. Seriously, I am messed up for days if I take the real NyQuil stuff. I can only take Dayquil. So I know how it goes. I see my dad, Big Al Clayco with the mullet in the place, who cruising for food, Scotty McNeil, Scotty Mac, Jamie from Sharon at Sea Travel, Megan Hatter, how you doing? Don't do the NyQuil chicken challenge, though. No, I won't do that either. I see Trevor Begockler's watching the show in the bathtub with a bourbon. You talk golf to me, I'm out like a light. Well, you know, speaking of golf, never mind. Should have golfed in Vegas. That's all I know. That is all I know. LD Channel, how you doing? Nancy Fields, how are you? Gina Bird is the word. Sharon's there too. Okay. Glad Sharon is watching. Sharon's probably watching to find out what the heck actually went on, because you know what was reported when Jamie pulled in the driveway is going to be much different than what you hear right here tonight. Jamie, Sharon, you might want to hit the record button on the old DVR. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Wilhite, how you doing? Kevin Brubaker, I golfed on Thursday, fired a shot at the group in front of us for stealing my darn ball. Fuhu, how is the food? Fuhu? How about Fuhu? Michelle M., I could get to that, but then I'd really start squirreling. I will say this. Fuhu was fucking amazing, if you know what I'm saying. Bill Wickham says, I flew my golf clubs to Vegas with me for a 4-day trip, and the clubs only saw the driving range a couple hours before the flight home. Sharon has her sources. She already knew everything, says Jamie from Sharon at Sea. She don't know everything. The hangman, Bruce, says the rooster will spill the truth about Vegas. I told you, what happens in Vegas gets posted. Or does it? Listen, Vegas was amazing. Meeting the people once again for the 3rd annual trip, amazing. It's always special when you think about how, as a collective community, we come together and people of like mind just having fun. That's exactly what it was this time again. Lots of new faces, which was really cool too. Really good turnout. I didn't know what to expect based on some of the comments, and there wasn't a lot of. I didn't expect as many people, and it was great. Timothy Walter says, glad to see everyone had a great time in Vegas. Sorry I couldn't make it. Thank you, Timothy, for the super chat. We appreciate that. And, this is what you get. That is what you get, my friend. And that is indeed what we got in Las Vegas. Am I right? Tara Kelly says, so happy everyone enjoyed. I'm planning next year. Sounds good. Sounds good. Rhonda Carney saying hi to Sharon. Cash Addict Mel's here. Christine Gaffar's here. Welcome. We had a great time. I won't deny that. Rachel's Adventures is here. Hello. It is always great to get together, cruising for food, and that we did. We stayed at the Excalibur. I have opinions on that. I remember last year at New York, thinking, Excalibur isn't as bad as I thought. There's they're keeping it clean. It seemed all right, but I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I don't know that I would ever stay there again. Oh. Hey, John, please tell Laura that the last music clip after the intro came from the TV show Love Boat, right? The after commercial intro, right? Negative. That's the Golden Girls. If you're talking about after our intro that says the ship show's about to start, that is the Golden Girls when they zoom into the lanai. That's what that came from. And if you're talking about our theme song, no, that did not come from the Love Boat. I paid good money for a man in California to record that. And he did a great job, I must say. He did a great job. Anyway, Excalibur. It was fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I would stay there again, and it's only because they've got squat diddly doodad nothing for food options. Yeah, they got a food court. And I'm sure if you want to go get some Schlotzkys or whatever else you want to get, which you could get anywhere else, then yeah, go to the food court. They've got some decent grab and go options. I'll give them that. I will give them that. It was clean. And honestly, it didn't have any problems with the old devil's lettuce either, smelling that the whole time. It was much better this trip than previous trips in terms of the smell of weed constantly bombarding your nostril area. But yes, Jamie, John is still bitter about the no salad incident. Maybe so, but it is true. We got there. I was hungry, starting to get a little shaky. Like, hey, a lot of traveling going on. Want to grab something to eat. Went downstairs to find something, and there was nothing that fit what I was looking for in, my diet. And I was being a baby, I suppose, because I was like, I'm going to find something good to eat. But what did we do? We found something grab and go. I grabbed some almost said it. I almost said it. Well, I'll say what I almost said. I went and grabbed some nuts and a couple other little healthy quick snacks. Then we went and got some fantastic sushi for the third year in a row now at Chin Chin at New York, New York. Great sushi plates. Did some sake bombs. It was great. It was fantastic. I will always go to Chin Chin whenever I get the opportunity. I used to grab nuts. I've cut down. Listen, I get it. It's true. Never mind. All I'm going to say is I was carrying around a sack of nuts for quite a while. Okay? I just walk in and immediately hear John grab some nuts. Welcome to the ship show. Speaking of, there's a big update coming towards the end of the show if you stick around. I think some of you may be surprised, others may not, but there is a big update coming up. But really, honestly, I can't complain about Excalibur that much. It was definitely clean. It's just I require more food options. And they weren't available to me there. Other than that, really, it was fine. Although I will say, walking into New York, New York was interesting because we stayed there the previous years, and it's like, oh, yeah. Wow, you really appreciate New York, New York for what it is once you step out of the Excalibur. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, the Excalibur is not that bad, and quite frankly, it was what was affordable at the time. Steve says, I see what you said, Steve. I see what you said. These were not salted. They were not warm. They were unsalted and raw. I know somebody's going to run with that joke. John, the Mad Apple show was amazing. Cool, Mary Barkley. I was wondering about that. I wonder how it compares to some of the other Cirque shows. I know the previous show that was in that theater was Zumanity, and I did not like that one, even though you would think I would. Didn't like it. Hangman says the Strat would take you. Listen, I've been to the Strat. Not going there either. I walked into Excalibur about 10 years ago and walked out. It smelled like a homeless shelter. There were no odors, and y'all know me. I'm very sensitive to that stuff. It did have a slight tinge of cat litter, but I think that was the berry scent that they were trying to pump through there. Sometimes berry smell can, listen, enough on that. Jorts with Crocs and a mullet. I mean, would you just look at it? Yeah, well, there was plenty of that. I saw plenty of that. The update later. Doodles has been let go from his contract, says Rhonda Carney. Listen, Rhonda, we have plenty of comedians here. You're going to have to wait in line. No more smells. No more smells? What do you mean no more smells? There was plenty of smells. I'll tell you what. Resorts World Hotel Casino smells fantastic. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Yes, Pepito, you're absolutely right. It was Canelo fight weekend. They were celebrating Mexican independence. Oh my gosh. There was so many people just having a great time all around us. I can tell you that there was an evening where I got to enjoy a band that just played a whole ton of like Hispanic cumbia, I think they called it, music, and that was amazing. That band was really good. But at one point, they busted into a version of Let's Get It On that, man, oh man, was it amazing. All right, so let me see. How do I break this down in a way that makes any sense whatsoever? I'll say this. We got to Vegas. The plan was to go have dinner at our favorite little oyster place called Shucks. By the time we got everything situated, had sushi and, went and did our thing, we decided that it might be better to just eat locally, and we ended up at Nine Fine Irishman. Fantastic meal. The fish and chips was like 10 pounds of fried fish. I mean, everyone seemed quite happy with the food. I will say that. I didn't hear anyone complaining about that. We got to hang out with Larry Bum and Melissa and Tony Barnett and... I always forget somebody and then I feel bad. Let's just say a bunch of us got together, Nine Fine Irishmen. Fantastic. Brubaker's going to open up a oyster bar in Vegas. I might as well just put that right on up there. Should I not? I think I should. What's he say? Says, I'm opening an oyster bar in Vegas, gonna call it Lunged It. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. After that, we had our dinner. After that, everyone kind of scattered a bit and did their gambling. It was, it was fun. I actually played craps. That was the only night I gambled. I played craps. Won myself $100 in about like 40 minutes, cashed out and threw those chips in my pocket. They just rattled around for 2 days. Next day, we wake up, we go to our cabana. We had a nice cabana down at the pool deck it was like an exclusive cabana area. You had to have a cabana to get in there. So they said. But anybody could mosey on up, which was cool because lots of people got to come and hang out with us. It was a fun day. Lots of drinks flowing there, I will tell you that. The margaritas there, nasty. Straight up nasty. The Mick Ultras were fine. But, so... At one point, I decided I was going to go check out the Swatch store. Because every time I go to Vegas, I always like to... Marty says, you Midwestern mad ass. Yeah, so listen. We hang out with the Francisconis, the Scones. They call it a cabana. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we call it. Brubaker says, I dated a girl named... Here. How about this? We'll just do this. Brubaker. Listen. I always get a Swatch when I go to Vegas. That's my tradition. Always get a Swatch. And at some point, I pulled into the Swatch store and I'm like, hey, just kind of browsing. I'm not going to buy anything today. I usually wait till I have a nice buzz about halftime of the football games and make an impulse buy at that point. But as I'm walking around, I'm wearing one of my Swatches that I bought last time I was there, right? Right. You're right, Kevin. You're not. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm wearing this watch. It's the Year of the Tiger Chinese New Year watch. I bought it, kind of buzzed up at halftime. I was, it was an impulse buy, even though I knew I was going to buy one. Didn't know that, Marty. I had no idea, but that's cool. I like it. I'm looking around the store. Everyone's like, where did you get that watch? Do you know that watch sold out faster than any watch we ever had here? The employees weren't even allowed to buy it. I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I really just happened to walk in and bought it. I thought it was cool. I liked it. It was nice. I said, I kind of like this watch right here. And they're like, yeah, okay. Well, we only get about a dozen of them a day, and you got to be here at the right time. So good luck with that. So I'm like, all right, well, nothing caught my eye. I'll look when I'm watching football. I go to the drugstore to pick up some essentials, and I got some, what do you call those? The hydration multipliers, stuff like protein shakes for my diet and stuff like that. Visine, because my eyes were burning off. And as I'm walking back, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go into New York, because it's hot. And I'll make my way back to the Excalibur from there. Yes, Liquid IV, Daniel Fields. So that was my plan. However, as I'm coming back through New York, there's a line starting to form outside of... I see your comment. Liz. It's actually a super awesome comment. The mother hen out here dropping the I love Ray-Bans. Listen, I know you do. So I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, what's the deal with this line? He's like, the Omega swatches are in. I'm like, really? Okay. Then I guess maybe I'll just hop in line. I'm like, how long is it going to be? He's like, well, it could be 2 hours. It could be 4 hours. I'm like, well, I thought they were in. He's like, well, they will be any moment. So I get in line. I'm standing there. I think I was like the 14th person in line. Everyone around me knows everything about these watches already. I had just discovered them that day. But I'm like, I'm just going to stand here in line. Most of the people in line already had one. And there were quite a few who were just buying them for the simple purpose of going to eBay and selling them over what they're selling them for at the store, which, kind of shady, but it's the way of the world. So I'm standing there for 2 hours, and I said to myself, it is 5:55. You're going to give it 5 more minutes, and if they don't let us in, you're just going to have to give it up. And I'll be a suck egg mule if right after that, some guy didn't walk in with a backpack on. They immediately let us in, and they made us form a line. We had to buy them one by one. We had to show our ID. You could only buy one at a time, and I'll be a suck egg mule. I got the exact watch I was looking for, right? This is a collaboration that Swatch did with Omega. It's different planets. The band is actually designed after the Speedmaster watch that the astronauts wore to the moon. The whole watch is designed after that. But I was able to get myself the Saturn Speedmaster Swatch Omega mashup. I was happy. I was super happy. I'm still happy. Love this watch. So it was a crazy adventure that I didn't expect to go on. But I know, Trevor, you would not line up for 2 hours. I didn't expect to line up for 2 hours, but then I was talking to the people. We were chatting. It was fun. I get it. Some people wouldn't do that. To each his own. Listen, it may still be a Swatch, but I like it. And you know me, I like the feeling that I got something exclusive. So there you go. There you have it. We know, Tess, you don't wait 2 hours for anything. And that's good if you don't, because that means you'll probably get a lot more done than I do. But you will not have a Mission to Saturn watch. So there's that. And you're right, Lindy Lou. It is Ship Show classy, my girl. Lindy, I can't sing tonight. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. But you know, I love you, girl. You know I love you, girl. Kevin Brubaker says, I make my wife wait for 2 hours. I'll never have what you have. Sad to say, the price I pay for impatience. That's right. That's right. That's right, Keith Williams. You got to get the rare items. I think I get the same feeling, Rooster, when I find Miller Lite on sale at Heb. Exactly. Super awesome comment.
Super awesome comment.
Exactly. Literally, it was the perfect Rooster adventure because I really, really had no idea I was going to go on this adventure. I just ended up there. People were calling me, where you at? Well, you wouldn't believe it, but I'm standing in line over here at the Swatch store. So, got me my watch. What's interesting is at that time, I was still wearing that watch, and the people were still goo-goo and gawing over the other watch I was wearing, which now it makes me feel like I'm even more exclusive because that watch is apparently the best watch ever made. But did you get the Freddy hat on the Carnival Vista 50th celebration? No. No, I did not. Thought about it, but then I said, you know what? I'll pass. Some things, believe it or not, are just a tad bit too cheesy for me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, got back just in time for us to go to dinner. And, honestly, I can't remember where we went to dinner that night. Now I'm really squirreling. Somebody help me. I can't remember what the heck I did for dinner that night, but I ate. I know I ate something. Or maybe we didn't eat. No, we didn't. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Oh, that's right. We ate at the meetup. Duh. So we went to our meetup at the beer house. I can't say it like Jamie does, but we made it there, and it was like super crowded because of all the fights, right? The fight and all the people going to the fight. So I was a little nervous, like, oh boy, we're not going to be able to get our tables. It's going to be a mess. And Wanda had already been there for quite a while, and she had a table reserved. I think the Fields had a table reserved as well. So everything was fine. Everyone started showing up. Got to meet some really cool people. It's hard to really break down the meetup because there were just so many people, and we were all just chatting. And that's what I really enjoy most about whatever it is that we do here, is that we get to bring people together. We get to hang out. And, the only downside to it is that sometimes you just don't have enough time with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you're bouncing around trying to, say hi. Our boy Tony Jackson was able to show up for a moment there with Mariah, which was awesome, and her fiance. That was great. But all around, fantastic time. Everybody hanging out. The Fields brought some friends with them. That is right. It was awesome. The Barclays actually knew who I was. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I kid. I like to play. Tony was there. Tony Barnett. The Fields, we got to chat with them for quite a while. And yes, right, Nancy? Everybody loves Mariah. She was there. I'm telling you this much. She's jazzed for the Freeze Your Bogakov Alaska cruise. She's going to be there. So that'll be fun. It was your mug. Show it and they will come. And Jamie also says, Steve. Loaded tots are actually quite sophisticated. The layers of flavor is a profile all its own. You're right, Liz. It's a tasteful melange of flavor that only the most refined palate can appreciate, especially if the sauce is good. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the right sauce with the loaded tots. And there must absolutely be lots of green onions chopped on top. It's just a rule. It's a rule. Pretty sure I had a salad, but I'll get to that test. I'll get to that. Tony was there, yes. But seriously, all around, great night. Hanging out with the peeps, had some drinks. Who was it? I forget who said they blew chunks now. I think it was Kathy. I can't remember. I am your hero, Marty. Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm only your hero because I was the giver of the larger version of this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's right. It was Kelly. It was Kelly. Blue chunks. But after that, everybody went and gambled. Gambling's not my jam, y'all. I don't know why. I just cannot stand giving my money away. That's just me. I know it's fun for a lot of people, but I lose so often that I just refuse. I refuse. But everybody was hanging out at the Park MGM where there's no smoking, which is a plus, you know, and having lots of fun. I went around and started taking pictures, and in typical rooster fashion, I somehow got lost up in some hallway and ended up on the completely other side of the building. And I made a business decision. Do I really want to try and find my way back to where everybody is, considering they're all scattered about anyway? Mary Barkley, thank you for the super sticker with the cute little fox. We appreciate that. Let's just say that was 100%.
The chisel.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Much love. Trevor says, I loved watching John gamble on the October group cruise. Yeah. I just took my advice from others standing around the table and just hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up saying, you know what, I don't know where everybody's at, so I'm just going to go ahead and head on back to the hotel. And I ended up at the lounge at the hotel. There was a band playing. It was amazing. They were playing all kinds of tunes. Just had a great time. Pretty much, you know, by myself. Wanda Chiquita Bonita showed up. We listened. They were playing some cumbia. She was like dancing, and I'm like, I don't know how y'all do it, but y'all are good at it. But it was a good night all around. Once again, though, the rooster went to bed early. I was a little, you know, under the weather. Dan and I played tables with Tony and Jamie, yes. I know, Carla. I know. But my team is a disappointment. I'm just going to put that out there. Especially the way they lost this weekend. It couldn't have been any more Browns. All we had to do was take a knee. Instead, we scored a touchdown. We were up 30-17 with 1 minute and 55 seconds left. And because we scored, we lost. Carla, prepare to beat the Browns tomorrow night. Last time I went to Vegas, my friend and I didn't gamble until we got to the airport to go home. Those games are so confusing. I know. I've been yelled at twice trying to play blackjack, so I just, I gave up. I just gave up. Bring the rooster a Captain Planet watch and Coyote Peas so he will talk to me at the Vloggers Cruise. Yeah, bring me something crazy. That's on my list for January cruise, blackjack with Tony and craps with Jamie. Not holding my breath, but going to try. Well, I can tell you this much. They're both good at it, and watching Tony play craps is like insane. The guy's got the whole thing down to an art form. He knows every possible bet, every reason why, how you're supposed to back up each bet. It's pretty fascinating to watch him play craps. I will say that. Jamie says, I need to learn to only gamble in the morning. Buzz plus gamble equals no more money. Yeah, blackjack, you count to 21. I suppose you're right, Steve, but if you don't make the right play, the person to your right is like, hey, douche knuckle, you screwed me over. Don't need that in my life. I would rather go eat oysters than drop money to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. The high that I get from winning a couple bucks does not outdo the high that I get from some foie gras on cruller bread, which I'll get to in a minute, because that foie gras was frogging awesome. Whew. Anyhow, so it was a nice early night. You know, people may have gotten messed up. I'm not going to spill those kind of beans. I'm not going to spill that tea. We'll leave that for others. There were people who were in different states of mind. And you know what? God love them all. That's what I say. That's what I say. The next morning, football. And you know how people don't like the football. We like the football. Right. I'll spend money on watches. That way I can look at my watch and know that it's not in some dealer's pocket somewhere, or in the casino's new pool feature. You know what I'm saying? I got a watch to show for it. Exactly. So, football. It was time. I wasn't excited about my team, just the way it was, but I was excited to hang out with all the peeps again, and that's exactly what we did. Some other people showed up. Steve and Ruth showed up there. We got to see them again, second time now. Love me some Steve. Steve and I, we've had some decent conversations along the way. He makes me laugh. Can't wait to hang out with Steve and Rooftop again soon. What's interesting is they were coming fresh off their group cruise, so those people were like movers and shakers, getting it done. It was awesome that they could make it. How you doing, Beverly? How are you doing? I just wish we could have spent more time, because we really only had a couple hours while we were watching football. But it was fun watching everybody cheer on their team. Not so much fun watching my team lose, but then again, I really didn't watch my team. I just sat there and talked to people. Then I went up with 1 minute and 55 seconds left and said, oh, look, we're going to win again. Then 1 minute and 55 seconds later, I'm like, hello, look, the Browns just Brownsed again. But anyway, Beverly Judka, how you doing? We got to cruise with Rooftop and Steve. They are great folks. That's right, Nautical Nurse Nancy. I enjoyed our conversation Sunday. Nancy Field says, yes, absolutely. It was great. It was great just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying it. I will hang out with the coop as often as I possibly can. You're with good people when you're hanging out with the coop. So what's up, CDM Barbecue Mafia? Big fan. Glad to have you. I saw you cooking on the walk the other day. I like it. Although I still don't believe that you eat vegetables, but, we'll talk about that later. The look on thousands of Raiders fans' faces was worth every penny spent over the weekend. Yeah, I know the Raiders took a big L there. That was something. I didn't see it. I was trying to take a nap. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a nap before dinner. Tried to take a nap, but some people had other plans. That's all I'm going to say. Robin Butler, it was great meeting you guys. Absolutely, Robin. Really cool getting to see you guys make it in there Sunday for the games. Like I said, I could say it till I'm blue in the face. Meeting everyone was fantastic. But I decided to take a nap. And after the nap, people were taking pictures of me sleeping. I trying to be cute, I suppose. I'll wait to see if they're posted, and then I'll make a proper determination on what I decide to post. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look right here. Huh? I'd like to see those photos. Yeah. All right. Well, there's a price to pay if you do. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But then, you know, I will not go to Vegas without having a good meal. And quite frankly, I'm not going to lie when I tell you that I feel as if this year my plans to have a fancy meal were met with a little bit of pushback, should I say. Let's just say I feel like some people are like, we could take it or leave your silly little meals, Rooster. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Boy, that made my evening. That made my evening. He says, you have beautiful eyes. Thank you. Thank you very much. We offered In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, I'm just saying. And at one point, Jamie says, I just don't want you to be disappointed if for some reason we don't get to, have your fancy meal. I said, don't you worry about me, my friend. I will go by myself and be fine. But like a true friend, Jamie said, you will not dine alone. And indeed, we made our way to Fuhu. It is an Asian fusion place at the Resorts World new hotel casino area. Boy, when I tell you how amazing that whole new hotel area there at Resorts World is, I'm not kidding. It's fantastic. It's a bit of a hike down there. It's more of a destination on its own, but honestly, fantastic place. And, just tons and tons of restaurants. I'm sure there were 6 or 7 places within 40 feet of where we ate that were just as good as where we did eat. But Fuhu, we get in there. We just went bonkers. Oysters, you saw them. I had the foie gras. I forgot that they warned us up front that the entrees on the one side of the menu were all family style, and I ordered some sort of lobster noodle dish that was family style. It was like 4 pounds of lobster noodles. Couldn't eat it, but I had already eaten a dozen oysters, foie gras, some kind of shrimp, and a wrap that Jamie got. I was drinking a fantastic smoked old fashioned, had a couple other good drinks with like the egg white all whipped up in it. Listen, one of the best meals I've had. I've seen Jaleo. I've heard it's very good, Tess. But the best meal I think to this day I've ever had was at the oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. Oh God, are the Francisconi still here? Oh, the Supper Club. The Supper Club at Bellagio. Shoot, now I forget the name. Best meal I ever had was at that Supper Club, but boy, oh boy, was this a close second. We did not have Mayfair. Thank you, Michelle. It wasn't Mayfield's. Baker would not own a restaurant that good, Lindy Lou. Was it better than Guy's Burgers? Come on. Anything's better than Guy's Burgers. I'll tell you what, the Schlotzsky's inside of Excalibur is better than Guy's Burgers, in my opinion. That's no offense to my boy Josh Halstead. I know he works at Schlotzsky's. Like I don't go on a cruise for Guy's Burger, I'm not going to Vegas for Schlotzsky's either. Okay? So that's how I'm going to leave that. Fantastic meal. It was expensive. It was expensive. We were with Larry and Melissa and her really good friend, Jamie, myself. It was interesting, though, because while we're eating dinner, right, they're doing sound check because the nightclub, oh, my God, for real. And I can't even put that comment up there because it stops after a certain amount of time. John, just say it. We got thunderstruck at Fuhu's. You know what? I suppose we did. Okay? I suppose we did. But while we're sitting there eating, right? The nightclub there is like a really, exclusive nightclub. And they're doing sound check. You can hear it. And what's his name? I could put you in first class. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I could put you in first class. That guy, Harlow, Jack Harlow, Bill Harlow, Robert Harlow, the Harlow dude was doing a sound check in the background. You could hear him. Jack Harlow, that's right. He was doing a sound check while we were eating. I'm going to need you to tell the beards at CCL to change the chef's table menu before October. I can try. You're probably better off writing a Dear John letter to Mr. Heald himself. Nancy Field says, Steve, you are the best. Nancy Field says, John is in hot shape. Woo, Lord. I'm getting there. But thank you for noticing. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, dude, Jack Harlow in the background singing it up. That was pretty cool. But, walking through that whole hotel was just as cool. So, and then we kind of wrapped it up from there. Went back, and everybody did some more gambling. And that was a wrap. Had we stayed at New York, I imagine we probably would have done some more hanging out out in front of Nine Fine Irishmen, but it just didn't work out that way. But still, amazing time. Great at meeting all the people. Every time we do it, it's different. I can't imagine. Some of the people got delayed. I know Larry was delayed. He posted a video on YouTube, Beauty and the Bum. He's like, yeah, we're delayed for a couple hours, so we stopped at this bar. And he's like, I just want to go home. And Melissa's like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm just having a nice martini. She was having the time of her life, even though they were delayed. And Larry's like, just get me out of here. Next year, don't do it on a fight weekend. Hopefully, airfare gets back to normal. Thank you, Tess. We appreciate the instructions again. We will try not to, though. I like to give Tess a hard time, but it is true. We didn't know it was a fight weekend. We just knew it was expensive, and we didn't do that kind of research. But we have agreed that next year we will make some more time to find a better time to do it. Right? Yeah, I know. Waiting for cigars on the Strip and under the stars, no one showed. Yeah, Steve. By the time we got back, that dinner was long. It was late. Very, very late. I don't think it was a fight weekend when it was scheduled. It may not have been. But there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a big conference going on. The Raiders were in town. Lots of things happening. Next year, if it's too expensive to stay at New York, we might have to find a different weekend, or we may just do Nash Vegas. Mary says it was a great time. As always, those dirty martinis are not for me. You're not the only one they're not for, Mary Barkley, but I'll leave that one to myself as well. Okay? West Virginia, I hear it's never busy. Good call, Liz. We may do it in Hershey, PA, because my boy Alex Otteson wants to have a meetup. And we're going to make sure someday sometime we get to hook up with our boy, Alex Otteson. Alex has been around forever. He is a friend of the show, and he wants to have a meetup. Someday, we'll have a meetup, even if it's just us. Okay? That's what I have to say about that. Even if it is in Pennsylvania. If you can't have fun in Pennsylvania, then that's on you, y'all. That is on you. Wait until we have the San Antonio, Texas meetup, okay? No, Hangman. Okay, listen, Hangman. YouTube's telling me now would be a good time to insert ads. No thanks. Speaking of no thanks to Fremont Street. I'm sorry. No thanks. I agree, Nancy. Midwestern meetup. Fremont Street is not where you're going to find me. I'm sorry. There is no appeal of that place anymore. Used to be awesome. To me, it's not so awesome anymore. Come to Nashville. I'm in Chattanooga, says Tracy Sewell. Hop, skip, and a jump. Right. Liz says, Fremont is the only way I go to Vegas. I mean, to each their own. But if you're going to Fremont Street, all I have to say is you better come prepared. You better have your chainmail on, because there's going to be a fight. There is going to be a fight. That's all I'm going to say. Exactly, Daniel Field. Super awesome comment.
Super awesome comment.
Fremont Street is like cruising on a really old carnival ship. Okay, listen. That's your Vegas breakdown. I could have gotten a little bit more into detail. Probably would have, if I had a Wrangler. I did the best I could to try and keep it short, give you the best. I mean, y'all knew we were going to have a good time, and we did. I mean, Liz, well played. Oh my gosh. She says, drinking and fighting sounds like a family reunion. Right. When are you and Sarah going to do the Sancy group cruise, Nautical Nurse Nancy? Good question, Timothy Walters. I think that might just have to be the girls just want to have fun cruise. But, Timothy Walters, are you wanting to go on the Sancy cruise? Why do you ask? I'm just curious. It was a great meetup. Indeed. And I can't tell you that I can say we've ever had a bad one. You know what I'm saying? So have a meetup in Orlando, great flights and lots of stuff to do. I suppose that's possible. But I like it. I like the idea of being somewhere other than where we're always at. Plus, next year I'm going to be in Orlando several times. I have a conference there. So I think I'm going to pass on the Orlando meetup, but Nashville, I'm down. If you come to Orlando, I'll show up. I got you, Liz. I got you. Just come to Nashville. Vegas. Can't be that far, right? What, 3 hours from where you live to Nashville? Can't be that far. Come on. I don't know. But, I tried to break it down the best I could in the short amount of time that I had. Because, we don't want to keep you too long. And quite frankly, there's an announcement to make.
And now, Deep Thoughts by The Rooster.
This is a tough one for me, okay? It's a tough one. Some of you may or may not be surprised. But either way, putting it to words is a bit difficult for the Rooster here. But, I'll do it how I can. And Lindy Lou, I love you for that. I love you. I love you. I love you for that. Yes, I know you could stay all night. Tess is saying, uh-oh. I mean, you don't have to be so down on it, but, you know, there's some things that need to be said, and I'm going to say it. Okay? First of all, next week, I was going to try and do something funny, but didn't work. Oh, here it is. Next week. Okay. I'm kidding. There will not be battle nips. I see some people making guesses in the comments, and I'm just going to say it. You know, I got to be serious. Moving forward, Doodles will not be as involved as before. When Doodles and I set out to do this, right, our idea was to do something different, change the game a little bit when it comes to live streaming. And quite frankly, I think the two of us did exactly that. And when I think about it, it was absolutely mission accomplished. Doodles and I there's never been, I could never imagine a better right-hand man than what he has been, and the things he has brought to this show. He is a superstar in so many ways with his quick wit and his humor and his creativity. Very, very grateful to what Doodles has done. I've said it. I say it all the time that I'm lost without him. And it's true. And that's why I have so much anxiety saying this right now. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's come to the point, not because he's like, hey, I don't want to do the show anymore. But, you know, life has changed. And, you know, we were talking about it. It's like we've done it for 3 years now, maybe more. The daily schedule. No, we don't have a Yoko Ono, Steve. But the schedule that the show is and how it works and what's required to make it happen doesn't always work for him, and it's totally understandable. I get it. And the last thing we want to do is make it to where it's a chore for anyone. And that's not what he's saying. I'm just saying I think we both kind of have come to the agreement that it might be time for a reformat. Does that mean Doodles is gone? No. It just means that it's probably going to be a different format moving forward. I have ideas for the show. Yeah, Doodles is going on tour. That is fantastic. That, Steve, is fantastic. I love it. So I've had some ideas, right? And I think, and this is the other one that may come as a little bit of a shocker, but, you know, bear with me here. I think right now, it's very important to me that if we're going to go live, we do it with purpose and that there is some creativity involved and at entertainment, right? What we got and what we get from doing these live streams it's really hard to put to words, right? It's hard to put to words. Interacting with you weekly as we have for so long. I think it goes without saying. I say it all the time. If I talk about how much I appreciate all of you. Jamie wants to know where people can send their applications for the open for the open position, just like Doodle Hall and John Oates. Right. It goes without saying how much I appreciate all of you. And I don't want to do a show that I'm rushing together every week and not being able to focus on what I'm doing. And lately, that's what's been happening. And I take a lot of pride in the things that I try and put out there. And I want to make sure that we do it right. So I think for now, I'm going to step back for a little bit. Not long, I promise. I can't give a firm date, but I will soon. Won't be long, but I'm going to find a different type of format for this show that brings in more people, that has a more structured approach, but still just as fun. I'm positive that I can do that. I just need some time to work out the ideas that I've had for so long. But to this point, especially recently, and it's no one's fault, really, truly, but my own, it's just my schedule is busy too. I get home, I'm racing to throw the thing together. By the time we get live, just like tonight, right? I haven't even had a time to think about what I'm going to say. I've just been trying to get the whole thing together. That's not what I want to do. So we're going to... I'm making Lindy Lou cry. Don't worry, Lindy. I said I'll be back. I'll be back. Singing. I didn't say I'm leaving. Okay. Neither. And York is not gone. I'm just saying we're going to restructure this. If you're not having fun, it's not worth doing. Okay. So we're going to make it fun again. Okay. It's not easy. You know, I thought about doing like the crazy I quit video, but ain't nobody got time for that. I just want to be honest. Thank you, Steve. See the world with Chris. I just want to be honest, and I want to put on a good show. And if I'm going to do that, I need some time. I need to think how to do it. I want to get a lot of people involved, and I think I can make that work. It's just, I need some time to do that. So that is what I'm going to do. No one tell my wife I'll have to do the dishes now on Wednesday nights. I know. Listen, Bunta says York blows. You shut your dirty mouth. York has, y'all know, thank you, Dad. My boy is driven. You all know what York's brought to this show. I mean, for heaven's sakes, just think about, and I had some ideas. I really wanted to put in some clips of some of the stuff he's done, but I'll do that as time goes on. But I mean, it's not like he's gone. It's not like it's a moratorium on doodles. It's just, we're reformatting. But Doodles, I mean, his contribution to the Cruzy Awards that we did, the Cooking with Doodles videos, the characters he created, Deacon Doodles, Judge Doodles, all the things that he has brought to this show. I mean, you can't really quantify it. But the man has been the perfect partner here, and he will continue to be. It's just going to be different. So, and I'm sure he'll speak to it at some point too, for heaven's sakes. The fireside chats, that was York's idea. York went rogue one night when we were hunting and just started playing Two Live Crew. That turned into a whole thing. So many things were York's idea. York was York. I keep saying was. It's like York is my boy. Okay, Are you talking about a restructuring away from cruising or coupe? No, I'm staying cruising, right? I'm staying cruising. I also, I want to focus on a lot of production stuff as opposed to maybe the standard vlog stuff. I'm still working that out too, but walking around the cruise ship with my phone saying, hey, now I'm going here. Hey, now I'm going here has started to lose its appeal for me. But I do love the production side of it and putting the videos together. So, you know, I there's a lot of stuff I want to work out because I mean, I'm not wanting to quit this, you know, I just want to do it maybe a little differently. Doodles at the window segment like every other week. That would be great. Have doodles like the guy on Home Improvement, you know, just the top of his head. Do we still send feet pics? Absolutely. Send the feet pics in care of doodles. John has need to tell you that. Wait. John has need to tell you that of all the vloggers we watch, the ship show is the most entertaining. Thank you. See the world with Chris. I appreciate that. Exactly, Tess. The rogue, the impromptu, usually the best, but some planning and organization are great. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I promise there's some stuff coming that I think will be a lot of fun. And I think it'll also involve a lot more people, whereas that may not have been before, which I think could be a lot of fun too. So just I will say with that, you know, give me some time. I'm going to work this out and I'll figure out a way to, you know, keep interacting as I can in the Facebook group for now. If you're not a member, you should consider joining. If not, you know, just stay tuned. There's stuff coming along, and it will be back on Wednesday. I'm claiming my spot. Won't be long, but I can tell you probably for the next couple weeks there won't be a live stream. Although you never know, I could just pop in the Facebook group and be like, "Hey, what's up, y'all? Here's what I'm working on." So you know, we'll see. Could be a fireside sesh coming your way at any moment. So, Michelle says your video editing skills are awesome. Thank you. You have 7 days. Get to work, says CDM Barbecue Mafia. Okay. All right. Steve, everyone, thank you. We love you both. Please share with Doodles. Doodles knows you love him, and I will share it. And it's not, I mean... In typical fashion, I'm not exactly sure that I said it in the very best way possible. I just know that in the coming weeks, we will not be going live, and I feel like it had to be said. So, Doodles is my boy, and Doodles will be involved in some capacity, and we'll figure that out as we move forward. If we get another pandemic, I bet Doodles is back. I'm still buying a ship show shirt for the Vloggers Cruise. Well, I would hope so, because it's still a ship show. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm rebranding, you're crazy. I love our ship show logo, and that's staying, for heaven's sakes. Okay? It's time for a reset. You're right. Interview based on cruising. I have ideas, Slinky. I have a lot of them. But I do know that unless I take the right amount of time to figure it out the right way, I'm going to freaking squirrel it together like I have been for the last year. And that is not what I want to do. I'll message everyone John's number. You can FaceTime him on those new fancy phones you kids have. Yes, please do that. I will miss you both, whether it's a week or a month. My winter is going to be so boring without you. Who said I was going away for the winter? Heaven's sakes alive, I said just for a little bit here. My goodness. Yes, stay tuned for the live auction of all my hats. It's coming. Oh, heaven's sakes. Listen, Tess asked a couple times, when's the next cruise? Vloggers Cruise, January 29th. That's my next cruise. That's what's coming. That's what's coming for us. And then, you know, it's possible that we could have the 2023 edition. But that, don't get your hopes up on that one. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that because Bromania may not be what some of y'all be thinking it's going to be. Okay? Okay? Just saying. But speaking of great Doodles ideas, this was Doodles' idea and Doodles' idea alone. Oh, great. Doesn't want to play. Let's see if I can get it to play. Oh, heaven's sakes alive. It wouldn't play. That's too bad. The hair pageant. That was all Doodles. Thank you, Robin Allison. Thank you. Girls, cruise looks like it's going to blow Bromania. You said it, not me. You said it, Tess. I mean, that joke wrote itself. You put it in writing. The girls' cruise is going to blow Bromania. Oh, out of the water. Out of the sorry. Misread that. Sorry, my screen's bigger than it. Apologies. 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 Nothing can blow Bromania out of the water. Okay? It's the greatest cruise ever, and it will continue to be just that. Okay? But like I said, Bromania may be a little bit more exclusive than the watch buying event in Vegas that we talked about earlier. All right? All right. All right, listen. I could go on and wax poetic about all this stuff, but I promise things are coming. Did I say that? Things will be coming your way very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. And, you know, we'll catch you next time around. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you. Thank you all for watching this evening. Thank you all for all the times that you tune in for us. Because if it weren't for all y'all, I wouldn't be doing this whole step back to figure out something different to do, right? So thank you all for all of that. I appreciate you to the end of the earth. So thank you. We'll see you soon. And I think that my boy Larry said it best when he said,